Welcome to the Gridiron Round-Up with your host, Randy Silver. Today we have the college football week 4 preview, news, storylines, rankings, matchups, analysis. So much to go over today. Let's dive into it. Starting with your college football stat leaders. Michael Penix Jr., QB from Washington, is leading with 1,332 yards. Shedeur Sanders from Colorado is behind him with 1,251. Came back down to earth a little bit, I guess not really, still number 2 up there. You see a couple other people with 1,000 yards already on the season through 2-3 games, depending how many they played. Defensive leaders for UTEP, Tyrese Knight with 51 total tackles already, unreal. Donovan Manuel has 48, only player with 50 in NCAA D1, which is impressive. When we look at rushing yards, Audric Estime, Notre Dame, 521 yards. No one else is even over 450 yards. Nate Noel's at 435. For sacks, Jacob Roberts from Wake, 5. Justine Davis from Wake, 4.5. That Wake D-line in the ACC is wild and out. Receiving, Gage Lardarian, Miami, Ohio, 432 yards. Rome Odane from Washington, 419. The pair up with his QB. Interceptions, a lot of people have 3. When we look at actual, say, team stats, total yards, UCF Knights, Big 12. I live near UCF. Let's go. 620 yards just about per game. Washington Huskies is right below them at 614. No one else is above 600. That's a lot. But you see 3 Pac-12 schools there. Impressive. Points allowed, defense leaders. Michigan at 5.3. Impressive. Ohio State, 6.7. You can't say they played really good teams yet. That will probably shake out. Georgia's right there, number 3. Passing yards, we just talked about Washington, Colorado. Of course, they're going to be there with their QBs. Yards allowed. Air Force doing pretty well there. Michigan, Ohio State, less points, less yards allowed. And then rushing, Air Force, they're a running attack. UCF Knights, 300 yards per game is impressive. UCLA's up there. Sacks, we talked about the Wake Forest Demons. They're right there. So these are your key stats for players and teams. We look at the rankings. When we do our review show, we show this as well. So we'll just give it high level for you. Georgia, Michigan, Texas, Florida State, USC, your top 5, AP top 25. The coaches poll, Georgia, Michigan, Florida State, Ohio State, USC. So, and then Texas is 6. So flipped around a little bit, same teams. You can scroll down and see the rest of these teams, where they're at. From the AP poll, Kansas State's the only team that fell from last week, like 2 weeks ago, and moving into this week. When you look at Colorado, the hot team, they're 19th in both polls. College football scoreboard. So what are the games? Here's the top 25 games this weekend. Michigan's playing Rutgers. Should be an easy win for Michigan, and they have their head coach, Jim Harbaugh, back. Florida State, Clemson, big rivalry game. When Clemson had Deshaun Watson, and they were perennial national champion contenders, this was always a top game, top 10 teams ranked. Right now, Clemson's not ranked. They won this game against Florida State, who looked shaky last week. They have the chance to get back in the rankings. Oklahoma, Cincinnati. Biggest game on the weekend, potentially. Pac-12, Colorado versus Oregon. Colorado going into Oregon. They do not have Travis Hunter. He's hurt. Deion Sanders is stoked. He's like, we don't need him. Of course, we want him, but we can still win. We have the talent. Let's go make it happen. Eugene will be loud. It will be deafening. It will be electric. ABC, 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Do not miss that game. Another big Pac-12 game, UCLA, Utah. You can see the Pac-12 is stacked. They have the best percentage chance of teams making the college football playoff right now. This game will be in Utah. Again, it will be loud there. You saw what Utah did to Florida at home. Can UCLA come in and upend Utah? This will be a fun game at 3:30 p.m. as well, but on Fox. Ole Miss, Alabama. This is the first time Alabama has been ranked in the top 10. And I want to say it's like 5 to 8 years, something like that. It's been a long time. Ole Miss, with their young team, they're building. This might be the year that they finally beat Alabama. We'll see. Alabama is playing the first starting QB, who they benched last week, who's back in. So it could be anybody's game here. This is the best chance any team's had to beat Alabama in quite a while. Duke, UConn, Miami, Temple, UTSA, Tennessee, Arkansas, LSU is always a fun rivalry game. 7 p.m. on Fox. Primetime, Oregon State, Washington State. Both these teams currently don't have a conference with the Pac-12 folding. Are they staying there? Are they going to the Mountain West Conference? They're both 3-0. First game in the Pac-12. This game has a lot of heightened tension on it because of the records, but also the surrounding, around the whole schools. Florida, Charlotte, UAB, Georgia, Texas, Baylor, Texas in-state rivalry game. And then the crown dowdy of them all, depending again what part of the country you live at, Ohio State versus Notre Dame. 6 versus 9. Closest ranked teams to number 1 playing in Notre Dame. This will be loud. It's primetime NBC. Do not miss this game as well. Can Ohio State start their good start? Can Marvin Harrison Jr. go in and run? Can Notre Dame be able, with their QB Hartman, get this signature win and propel them into the top 5 of the rankings? Iowa, Penn State, big Big 12 type of game as well. Can Penn State go 4-0? Will Iowa go 4-0? Iowa will jump up. 7:30 p.m. CBS. Again, prime time. North Carolina, Pittsburgh, USC, Arizona. USC play Colorado in Colorado next week. Arizona State's only 1-2, but USC historically has catch games, catch them. Hopefully they don't get caught here. And California versus Washington, old school rivalry game. Last time this game may be playing in a while, with Washington going to the Big 12 and California going to the ACC. Here's your overall schedule. So if your team's not in the top 25, want to just make sure we call out your teams. Obviously, there's still a lot of good games that happen who aren't top 25. How's Michigan State going to do with the whole situation with their head coach now getting fired for cause due to the sexual harassment allegations? Boston College almost beat Florida State last week. Now they're playing Louisville. How they do there? Just scrolling through some more games for you. Arizona Stanford is historically a rivalry game. Again, Stanford's going to ACC. Arizona is going to the Big 12, so they may not be playing each other anytime soon again. Last time. And here are the rest of your games. Just some high-level news for you. Nick Saban praises Deion Sanders. He's a really good coach. I have tremendous respect for Deion. First, he's a great person. He's done a great job of marketing the program to create a lot of national interest. But I see their team playing well in field. They're disciplined. They do a good job executing. They score points. They play decent defense. We'll see after this week against Oregon. There are a lot of good factors there. So, and they're also good friends. And Sanders was on 60 Minutes earlier in the week and talked about how much he loves Nick Saban and what he learned from him. Another Sanders news, he condemns the death threats against CSU's Henry Blackburn. Henry Blackburn was a player who had the hit on Travis Hunter. What does Deion say? Blackburn's a good person, played a phenomenal game. He made a tremendous set on the sideline. You could call it dirty. You could call it he was just playing the game of football, but he does not constitute receiving death threats, him and his family. I condone this as well. Do not do that. WSU, OSU anticipate fuller Pac-12 picture next month. Washington State University, Oregon State University. What's happening? Are they going to go to the Big 12? Nope. Are they going to any other Power 5? Nope. So does that mean that they stay in the Big 12? Excuse me, Pac-12? Maybe? Or are they going to the Mountain West? So we'll have to find out. Again, they're playing each other, so interesting dilemma, interesting storylines going into this week. That is your college football week 4 preview. News, storylines, rankings, matchup analysis. Just high level for you. Get you ready for the weekend. It's going to be a fun weekend. Come back here on Sunday. We'll have your full recap. We'll have the week 5 AP poll and all the scores and storylines from the weekend. Thank you for watching. Enjoy your college football. We'll be here. Gridiron Round-Up. We have Hoops Round-Up. We have European Football Roundup, and we got MMA Roundup. So subscribe to Randy Silver TV. Thank you for watching. Bye, y'all.